Hey guys, the app that I created for Mobile CSP is called Drive Browser. And basically what Drive Browser does is you supply an access code for Google, and it will go to your Google Drive, search through all your files, and only pick out the .java files or the .jar files. And once it has all those files, it will load them into a list viewer where you can select them and get the download link. So basically to Google OAuth 2.0, which is covered in another video and on my write-up. So I already have my access code, which I got from Google OAuth right here. So I'm just going to put it in right here. And for convenience, just in case you're using this on your phone, actually, as you can see, I'm using the BlueStacks emulator. I added a QR code reader, but there's no camera on this, so I'm just going to copy and paste it in. So once you put in your access code, you just click this button here, Get Recently Opened Java Files, and it will take about a second. Sometimes it goes quicker, just like this. So here you have your list of Java files. So for some reason, the emulator doesn't really work too well with the list viewers, it seems. Yeah, there we go. So I have to use the arrow keys. So as you can see here, it lists all the .java files that I recently opened. So for example, say I want to get the download link for this. I would select it, simplegui.java, click it, and then here's the link. But of course, it would take a while to type this into your browser and just keep switching between the apps. So for convenience, we also added a download file button. And this button is actually disabled until you get your Java files and select one, just because you can't really download a file that you haven't selected yet. So we click that. It'll ask you to sign in. So let me just sign into my Google account. All right, loading up now. Starting download, as you can see down there. And then it should download. So as you can see, it's up here in the top. It's downloaded. So then we just go back to our app, and we have it downloaded onto our phone. Okay, guys, so I just looked around for the downloads folder on BlueStacks, and apparently it's not really too easy to find. So I'm just going to skip that part for now. But if you actually do this on your real phone, it'll just show up in the downloads folder, which would be the simplegui.java. So I just refreshed this app just to show you guys a few features about this. So basically, say you type in an invalid access code, or even before that, say you don't type any access code at all. The app will check to make sure that you have something in there, and if you don't, and you press this button, it just won't do anything. If you type in an invalid access code, for example that, error retrieving files, just so that it doesn't spit up a bunch of errors and it's all nice and clean. So, another thing that I mentioned earlier, that the download file button is disabled until you get your list. So let's just get our list again. Get recently opened Java files. Here they are. We'll go back to the same one, I guess. simplegui.java. All right, so yeah. See, now it's clearly clickable. And the QR code scanner also works. However, I cannot demo that now, sadly. Do not have a scanning device installed. So yeah, and that's basically Drive Browser. A few things that I hope to add to this in the future would be to actually take this off of the access token method and actually have it so you can log into Google. However, I don't think I've learned enough in the class yet or about Android programming to get that done. So I might as well go into a little bit of how the system actually works, just really quickly. So basically, when you get the access code, it's going to return basically what we're going to get is a massive web page full of JavaScript object notation, or JSON. So basically what the app does is it takes that, stores it into a web component, and then it just reads it. So basically, it's just going to parse through this, and it's going to try to find the title. So for each file, there is going to be a title. So let's see. Yeah, this is a good example of one. We have a title here, magegenerator.java. So it's going to retrieve all the titles that you have on Google Drive, and then it's going to just filter out the ones that are just .java. So that's a separate procedure. It's going to go through there and filter it out. So then once those are all filtered out, it's going to store it into a list and have you be able to pick from it. Once you pick from it, it'll go back and check for the web content link. That's right here. And once it finds the web content link for this specific block that contains the title, it will give it to you and print it back out on the screen as shown here. Then you just download the file, brings you to the web browser, and you're set. So the components that I used, pretty straightforward, just buttons and labels, QR code scanner. The more implicit ones are the activity starter, access token scanner, and the web module. Web module basically just gets the data off the website. That's how we get this into the app. So then we have a lot of blocks here. Just I hid some over here, but for example, expand block. This will just go through all the titles and get them. So it's just basically just string manipulation and everything. So yeah, that's basically how it works. I hope you guys like the app. I'm sorry that I didn't have any better software to record this with, but it is what it is for now. So yeah, hopefully I'll be back with a much better version of this app later in the year. Thanks guys, see ya.